I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Ha Rekah Quadash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone while in Shalom, to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abababal. All right, so this is Psalm 117. Psalm 117, it's a psalm of King David. The psalm started in Psalm 110, and it's continuing on in Psalm 117. A psalm of praise. Psalm means a song. All right, it says in verse 1, "Oh, praise Yahweh, all ye nations. Praise him, all ye people. For his merciful kindness is great toward us, the Israelites." And this is why you would see praise amongst the nations, because you have Israelites that are amongst the nations. All right, it tells you in Malachi 1, verse 5, "And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, Yahweh will be magnified from the border of Israel." We're not in the land of Israel. We're praising the Lord all over the world, right? You most likely have some Israelites in the land of Israel, all right? Like we told you that, not every Israelite is going to be a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American Indian, but it starts with them according to the prophecies of where we would be in the last days. All right, so once again, in Psalm 117, verse 2, "For his merciful kindness is great toward us, the Israelites that have been scattered throughout the world in slavery. And the truth of Yahweh," which it says L-O-R-D, Lord, in all capital. All right, but his name is Yahweh. That's what it is right there, Yahweh. Right here. Right to left. We're going to read right to left. Yahweh, Yahweh. Now they give you a wrong transliteration when they say Jehovah. All right, they give you a wrong pronunciation, right? When they say Jehovah or any other false name. All right, but the true name is Yahweh. Yahweh. Let's see what Google translate that to. To be, he is. All right. As he told Moses, I am. So when Moses went and told the Israelites, he is Yahweh. Yahweh is. And he is the father of Yahweh Shai, and we are adopted in and made his people through Yahweh Shai's sacrifice. Who? The Israelites. And this is the truth. It says, "And the truth of Yahweh endureth forever." And the truth is with the Israelites, so we will never completely be perished away. All right. It says in 1 and 3, "The ox knoweth," Isaiah 1 and 3, "the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know, my people does not consider." See, the Israelites, they're destroyed for the lack of knowledge, and they lack knowledge because the wicked are ruling the world, the so-called white race, the red devils the Bible speaks of, which their biblical nation's name is Edom. All right, they are the Edomites, the wicked that have corrupted the world. All right, so the Israelites that are corrupted by them, their conscience is sealed with a hot iron, all right, by the God of this world, Edom. All right, they do not know, nor do they consider that they are the Israelites. It says in verse 9, "Except Yahweh of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, which are the elect, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah," meaning no one will be able to locate us. All right, but the Lord kept a remnant, and you see us standing upon our feet, declaring that we are the Israelites, and we believe in Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, and that he, Yahweh, will send his son Yahweh Shai to deliver us. All right. So now going back to Psalm 117. Once again in verse 2, for his merciful kindness is great toward us, who? The Israelites, and the truth of Yahweh endureth forever. Praise ye Yahweh. And the Lord's going to show it. He's going to show that he loves Jacob and hates Esau. Malachi 1 verse 1, the burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. Notice it says to Israel. This is to the Israelites by Malachi, which Malachi is an Israelite. I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Because Jacob is pretty much like a homeborn slave. They don't know nothing but slavery. The world is crumbling around them. Oh, I just watched the video. You know, these raids are happening, and you still got Jake going to work, right? Still sending their kids to school, right? Why? Because they're a homeborn slave. They don't know nothing else but to serve their master, get your wooden nickels, and go to the commissary to get your poisoned food, right? So Israel don't know. They don't consider. They're fucked up. They have to be destroyed, which they're going to be destroyed with the Edomite, the one that has destroyed them for the lack of knowledge. All right? So they say, I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yahweh says he loves you, Israelites. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Right? Because you think the so-called white man did everything for you. Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yahweh, yet I loved Jacob, and he rejected Esau. And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness, which he's going to make America a desert, all right, and extinct the so-called white race, the red devils, the Edomites, the wicked that rule the world, and this is why the world is corrupted the way it is, all right? He's going to destroy America by nuclear missile. He's going to put it in the hearts of the kings of the allies and enemies of America to shoot nuclear weapons on America. All right? It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, because he's a master manipulator. When they say, oh, we're poor, we're overpopulated, oh, we're in danger, oh, the immigration, oh, all these things, that's master manipulation. Right away, they want to make you feel some kind of way for them, right? So what does Edom saith? We are impoverished, right? But they own everything. The money has their face on it. The fuck you mean you're poor? The fuck you mean, you know, all these things? The Marines, who do the Marines that are in LA belong to? See? And oh, we're afraid. But you have all the strength in the flesh. We have the power in the spirit. All right? And see, that's what Kendrick Lamar even said in that seance, what was it? Super Bowl 2020. It was this February of 2025. And he said that the revolution was going to be televised, right? Which he's a false prophet for Esau, all right? But what these devils do, their MO, right? The acts that they do in the flesh is they'll say on the news or in people's face, we're poor, we had to defend ourselves, right? But we will return and build the desolate places. What they do is they murder and take over, right? So in LA, they're trying to murder and take over. And what they're doing is a hunting technique. All right, let me show you. See right here, they have techniques to draw in the deers. And as you can see, what race are the hunters for the most part? They're red devils, right? The so-called Caucasian, right? And I ain't saying every hunter, but I'm saying for the most part, when you look at these hunter magazines, right? It's so-called Caucasians. This is their MO, right? They're hunters. And they're hunting you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Israelites. All right? They want to destroy us. All right? So the technique that they use to hunt, all right? See, what is the best thing to draw in a deer? It says apple slices. You give them food. And that's what they do to Jake. They give you a fucking buy one, get one free. Oh, you know Jake's there. They'll drive across town just to get the fucking sale. Right? Fresh amp. You give some, what does it say? A gift destroyeth the heart. They'll give you free and put poison on it, you know? It says fresh apples or apple flavored attractants can draw deer in because of their sweet smell and taste. This is especially effective in areas where deer are accustomed to natural fruit sources, mineral blocks, right? Now, I wanted to see, there's a, let me put it in here. There's sound techniques, right? So it says the doe contact grunt, aggressive grunts, and fond distress bleats, which they make artificial calls, which they pretty much, it's like putting up a false report on the news, right? They're destroying, what did Trump say? They're breaking the road with hammers. And I've been watching all these lives. You ain't seen none of that. What it is they're putting bricks out there. All right.
Just like people with big, heavy hammers pounding the concrete and pounding curbs, pounding it, breaking up, and handing these big chunks of concrete to people. If we didn't get involved, right now, Los Angeles would be burning, just like it was burning a number of months ago with all the houses that were lost. Los Angeles right now would be on fire, and we have it in great shape. We're not playing around. People with big curbs.
All right, so as you saw, he's lying and exaggerating. All right, for the most part, people are reporting that they're dropping bricks off in certain areas. See, here they go again, dropping bricks off to hurt the police and military. You see, and they're shooting the people with rubber bullets. All right, so they're agitating them. All right, look at this.
Why are there bricks on the metro? That's very...
See? Why are there bricks on the metro? That's very suspicious. All right? So this devil, the so-called white race, they're using their hunting techniques on Jake. They're trying to draw you in so that they could shoot you down. Trump signed an executive order for their military to shoot you right at their order. They're going to give the order. and this is the purge. If you watch the first purge, remember they wanted you to act out violently, but you didn't. So they sent in racist military. All right. Watch that movie, The First Purge. All right. What happened in that purge movie is happening right now. All right. They're paying these people to purge. They're telling you that all these people that are so-called protesters or rioters or whatever you want to label them as, most of them are paid, but it's bringing in the foolish, right? These dumbasses that want to be part of this thing like it's a party, right? Whatever they're looking for, women, fun, entertainment, whatever, they're gonna get caught up in a trap. This is a trap. Okay, they're taking your images. They could follow you home, all the way home with cameras. They got drones, and eventually there's gonna come a day where they actually shoot you down in the streets. All right. It says start by the technique of attracting or drawing in a prey to destroy them It says techniques start by grunting or bleating. So communication, which you just saw Trump, so you're like, damn, I want to go see that, right? If you're a fool, you're going to fall into that trap, right? But when you go into these lives, you're not seeing people breaking the streets with the bricks. Why are there no pictures of these streets being broken? They're showing you broken windows of these police cars and all that, right? But who's putting those bricks there? Those piles of bricks are not cheap. They're expensive. I used to be in construction. I know for a fact those bricks are not cheap, especially to be delivered like that. All right? It says to let the deer know you are there. If they pay no attention, do some light sparring, rattling, and challenge the buck to a fight by offering a snort wheeze. See? And challenge the buck of, it says buck, to a fight by offering a snort wheeze. That's the rattling. All right? And then what do? They like huff and puff, right? Let's see, I'll put a video on for it. Lord willing, there's no commercial.
Hey folks, Kip Adams from the National Deer Association here. Hunting is a lot of fun. And one way that we can add even more excitement to it is to actually call to some of the animals to get them closer to us. Deer are far more...
Remember, Edom looks at you as an animal. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. See? So he's going to shoot you down like he would shoot down an animal.
social than many hunters realize. They call on a very regular basis. Does communicate with fawns, bucks are communicating with does, bucks are communicating with other bucks, all to inspect what's in the area or attract other deer. So use a number of different kind of grunts, but some of the most basic ones are, you can either do this with your mouth or with a call like I have here, just a, or your mouth. There's all kinds of calls on the market you can get. You can see this one sounds a little different. We're just blowing into the end of this. Lots of options available. But there's actually a few different grunts that bucks will do. Something that they often will do as they're traveling, particularly during the breeding season or the rut, is they're calling to try to and that can help call in some other bucks. We can actually take a rattle bag if you don't want to carry antlers with you. These are commercially sold. It's a bunch of wood on the inside of this, but it's made to simulate two antlers hitting together. And to simulate a fight, all you have to do is rub these boards, or you certainly can go on YouTube and take a look at some watch bucks fighting and hear those antlers hitting and pushing each other, and that's exactly what we have here. If you don't want to use a rattle bag, you certainly can take shed antlers that you have.
Oh, he's about to do the antlers. Forgive me.
That you have, and use the real thing, or buy a pair of rattling antlers to carry with you. Not quite as easy to pack as a rattle bag, but in many cases, these are more realistic. So the sequence of events for bucks fighting, they often are coming together. They often push each other a little bit. Then they really get into it, and then they break away. So I think of it as in 4 steps. So the initial clash, pushing, and then pull them apart. Often then you can rake a tree.
See? And what's the scripture say about Edom? How his things are searched out. Right? Obadiah, pertaining to Edom. It says in verse 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up, which he's the hunter. Genesis 27. No, it's 25 actually. Genesis 25. All right. And I think it's at the end of it. Yep, right here, Genesis 25, verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. And Esau was a cunning hunter. And Esau, meaning wasted away because the way they look, was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Now that word cunning, what does it mean? It says having or showing skill in achieving one's end by deceit or evasion. See, and that's what they're doing to you out there in LA. They're trying to draw you in so they could shoot you down in the streets. All right? Malachi 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, which they are the wicked that rule the world, the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. He has a righteous hatred for the so-called white man. Now, is the Lord unjust? Yahweh forbid. All right, Romans 9 and 13. It says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai? No, right? Because look at what the wicked have done. And it tells you that the wicked shall receive of the works of their hand. It says in Isaiah 3, verse 10, it says, say ye to the righteous of Israel, that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked are the red devil, the so-called white race, those cunning hunters. It shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him, which he's going to be hunted, because he's going to turn us from fishermen, which were fishing for the elect of Israel, but we're going to be turned into hunters, which is Jeremiah 16 and 16. It says, behold, I will send for many fishers, which are the prophets of Israel, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them, which were fishing for our people. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. And who's going to be in the holes of the rocks? It tells you in Revelation 6, verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, which are the so-called Caucasians, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every freeman, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And we're going to also round up the rest of the nations, the ones that survived the destruction of America, on the other side of the world. We're going to gather them because they're going to be in bunkers in these holes in the rocks, right? And America is going to be completely destroyed, and the earth is going to be made to be shaken like it's never been shooken before. All right, look it up. One nuclear missile causes a 6-point earthquake. All right, so just think what 200 million are going to do hitting America. All right, so this earth is going to literally wobble like a drunkard. All right, and these rich men and chief captains and kings and mighty men, which are like soldiers, all right, bondmen, freemen, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, which the ones that are here in America will not escape, because nothing will escape this but the elect of the nation of Israel, the 1/3 that cleave to the elect. All right, but the rest, they're all going to be destroyed here. So the survivors of this destruction are going to be outside of America. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne. which we're going to be in the throne looking down on this judgment taking place from heaven, and from the wrath of the Lamb, Yahweh Shai, which rides the throne. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Right? So, with that, we give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Ha Rekah Kodash, double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abababom.